Welcome to your Macon-Bibb Beat, your one-stop shop for all of your Macon-Bibb County news. I'm Lori Johnson. Each week we take you through what's happening in your neighborhood, from North Macon to South Bibb and everywhere in between. Time is running out for almost 200 workers at a Macon factory. They'll be out of a job starting December 5th. It's a tough blow heading into the holidays. Hunter King breaks down what this means for Macon's economy.
It's a difficult time for workers at Nichiha's Plant 1 in Macon. Their last day on the job is this Saturday. The company makes fiber cement building materials. It's closing the plant that produces residential products. That puts 171 people out of work, according to the company.
I think it's fair to expect that the market ebbs and flows, right? It moves in different directions.
Stephen Adams runs the Bibb County Industrial Authority. He says this isn't a sign of bigger problems in Macon's industrial sector. It's more about Nichiha responding to market pressures. Workers got 60 days notice back in October, and now the Industrial Authority is setting up job fairs to help them find new opportunities.
Yes, when we hear of news like this, our first priority is to make sure those that are displaced have other opportunities made available to them.
Nichiha isn't leaving Macon. The company is keeping its other plant open. That one makes commercial building materials. Adams says Nichiha is actually employing more people than it promised when it came to Macon, and he expects the company to stick around.
So they are actually above what they have committed to. So they are still strong. They're going to be here for a long time.
Adams says Macon has worked hard to diversify its economy. That means when one company hits a rough patch, other industries can pick up the slack. He says the area has brought in more than $3 billion in new investments since 2017. And while the economy might be in a rough patch, it's certainly not time to ring the alarm bells. In Macon, Hunter King, 13 WMAZ News.
The company says it plans to focus on growing its commercial product line in Macon. Anyone looking for a job assistance can reach out to the Bibb County Industrial Authority. And we'll have more details on our website at 13wmaz.com. For years, crews have worked on Macon's roadways. The biggest project, of course, the I-16, I-75 interchange, which GDOT just started the final phase on. But leaders have also made the conditions of smaller roads a major focus. The long-planned Bass Road widening project is expected to move forward in the new year, moving out of early planning into its next right-of-way phase. The project has been in the works for more than 6 years and would expand 2 lanes into 4. While state and county leaders say it will reduce congestion, Maggie Fitzgerald breaks down how people nearby could be affected next year.
While the project stretches about a mile and a half from New Forsyth to here on Providence Boulevard, homes, businesses, and commercial properties could be impacted by that construction. And for many property owners, that means uncertainty and the possibility of losing part of what they own.
The process itself is more of a marathon rather than a sprint.
The Bass Road widening project was first proposed in 2015, but it wasn't until 2019 Bibb leaders approved the project and its funding. Fast forward to fall 2023, county officials collected public feedback about the 2-lane expansion. Out of 150 responses, many raised concerns like traffic light timing, traffic congestion during construction, and whether property owners would be fairly compensated for land taking.
The typical complaints are noise and traffic. Sometimes safety concerns. It can be very disruptive to people's lives.
According to the State Department of Transportation, right-of-way authorization for the expansion was granted back on July 10th. David Needham with the Georgia eminent domain law firm says the next step is land acquisition, which usually takes about 2 years.
They're going to start acquisition next year. It's going to run for about 2 years until they do construction. So acquisition comes first.
With construction planned for 2028, Needham says dozens of property owners could feel the impact of construction before crews break ground.
We like to get out in front of that and just let people know, here's what's going to happen, here's when it's going to happen, and here's how it might affect you.
In Macon, Maggie Fitzgerald, 13 WMAZ News.
The project will also include bridge replacements over I-75 and Beaver Dam Creek with an additional raised median. Bibb County Commissioners approved a major upgrade to the county's emergency management agency. Almost $3 million will help replace the county's entire weather warning system, adding more than 24 sirens across the county. Maggie Fitzgerald explains what the new system could mean for people who depend on those alerts.
Back when it happened, it looked like a war zone. all through Macon, especially over here as well. And in the house, it was like every room was turned upside down.
John Paul Pearson and his family have lived in Lizella since 1996, not too far from Lake Tobesofkee, one of the hardest hit areas during some of Macon's most severe weather, most notably the Mother's Day tornadoes of 2008. This aerial view of that damage shows trees down and homes destroyed.
Awful. I mean, the house across the street was basically gone. Just everything scattered. It was just nuts.
During moments like these, Macon-Bibb's emergency management team works around the clock, sending out alerts online, through cell phones, and through their outdoor warning sirens. But Director Spencer Hawkins says it's time for an upgrade.
A lot of folks don't have cars as old as some of our emergency sirens that were installed in the 50s and 60s. We have a lot of sirens that were installed in the 80s, and then another tranche of sirens that were installed in the late 90s and early 2000s.
The county plans to invest nearly $3 million to install a brand new digital warning system. Right now, over 50 sirens cover the county, but that could expand to 83 to better reach every neighborhood. Hawkins says the new technology will allow silent testing, fewer false alerts, and more accurate warnings when seconds matter most.
Sometimes mistakes happen with those mechanical systems, and what we are hoping for is that these new systems will be able to more accurately get out information.
In Macon, Maggie Fitzgerald, 13, WMEZ News.
The county's SPLOST, which renewed this year, will cover the cost. Recently, the Macon Mayhem took to the ice against the Quad City Storm, but not without a touching tribute to forward Justin Thompson, who was seriously injured last week. Ahead of the game, fans signed Get Well Soon cards for Thompson. The 25-year-old signed with the Mayhem back in September. He suffered a cervical spine injury after he crashed into the boards during a home game on the 22nd. This week, Thompson shared updates of his recovery on social media. Seen here walking down a hospital hallway after regaining full movement in his limbs. At Saturday's game, his jersey was also hung behind the team's bench. While he's already had one spine surgery, Thompson told us he had another surgery scheduled. The Macon Coliseum also playing host to public ice skating. Tickets are $10 at the box office, and that includes skate rental. Each 1-hour session is capped at 150 skaters, and tickets are first come, first served. The Coliseum has sessions scheduled throughout December. The Macon Mayhem also offer public skating with the players after select home games. In downtown Macon, Rosa Parks Square has reopened with plenty of new upgrades. Ellie Milliken talked to families and local businesses before the opening and explains what folks think of the changes.
Construction still happening as the final upgrades are being made on a park founded in 1978.
It was like that, honestly, a year ago, I feel like. But I do remember how it used to look, and I'm so excited for Macon to get it back up and running again.
Rosa Parks Square is between the Macon City Auditorium and City Hall. Now, Chasen Smith, the co-owner of Switch Macon, faces the park. He says it will make the downtown area look nicer.
Yeah, we love it. It looks great. Very beautiful. I'm so glad they did that. They did a great job with all the decorations going on there. I love the big snowman for people to take pictures in front of. And it's going to bring a lot of people to us, and we're excited about it.
Smith and his business partner Jordan Kirksey just opened Switch Bar. It's a cocktail bar that changes themes 5 times a year. Today, the theme is Blitzin'.
I mean, Macon, as you notice, like downtowns, on the last 10 years, has been coming to open up. To be able to see things revitalized and come back to life just means so much for the people here.
Keith Oakes and his daughter Carson are glad the park is redone. They love the history of it.
Just a history of Macon, the music, the artists that's come from Macon, and so many people, have ties to it.
Carson agrees, and that's why she comes back home from Columbia, South Carolina. She also says the upgrades are making the town look even better.
Really cool for me to come back to my hometown and see just the revitalization projects that they've done here in downtown Macon in a space that my mom has worked for years.
Alex Morrison is the director of the Urban Development Authority in Macon. He says they wanted the history of Rosa Parks and other civil rights leaders to be honored at the park.
I'm really excited to see this park through, to see what it really will mean to the community when a park that bears this name, that bears this legacy in this location is delivered.
Morrison says this park was also redone in 2005 and renamed to Rosa Parks Square. That was partially so people could hold protests at City Hall and remember civil rights history. Now he hopes families and visitors will gather and enjoy the green space. In Macon, Ellie Milliken, 13 WMAZ News.
Leaders say the new upgrades cost more than $1 million. The renovated park features more seating, a staging area, and monuments honoring several civil rights activists. And just down the road, good times are on tap at Macon's Barefoot Tavern. It's been 17 months since storm damage collapsed part of the roof. Now they're setting up their brews, Cajun pasta, and brunch, and a soft opening. Ellie Milliken got a glimpse of the remodeled tavern and shares their plans for the future.
The calm before the storm as Barefoot Tavern gets ready to get out of hibernation. More than a year closed due to a storm, causing part of the roof to collapse.
This is a long time to rebuild a restaurant, but what we did was we wanted to focus on the aesthetics.
Mark Bell started working at Barefoot 2 years ago. He says the roof collapse was a shock.
Saw the extensive damage that from the initial collapse in the back of the restaurant, ceiling damaged, floors were damaged. So we knew that it was going to take time to rebuild.
The long wait was hard for Brianna Green, who lives next door.
Yeah, I was singing that Jason Derulo song, When the Roof Came In and the Truth Came Out. But yeah, it kind of got old after I wanted to come in and sit down. The Cajun pasta, yeah, it was super depressing because I was like, hello, where's my favorite restaurant?
She says she loved the pasta and meeting people.
I used to eat here all the time. It was my favorite because they used to have the little seats out here. I actually met Ben Jones out here.
She's been praying for Barefoot to reopen and says they are like a family.
I was kind of alone when I first moved down here, and just being able to sit at the bar and have somebody smile at you and genuinely appreciate you. I promise you I know everybody's name.
Barefoot Tavern will be serving brunch Saturday and Sunday, and will have their classics like their chicken and waffles and their shrimp and grits. And they say they're excited for people to come back in and enjoy. In Macon, Ellie Milliken, 13 WMAZ News.
The Barefoot Tavern reopens December 5th at 4 p.m. They are on 2nd Street in downtown Macon. A Macon gym traded dumbbells for turkey and dinner rolls on Thanksgiving. At Legends Fitness, owner Keith Hogstead and his team dished out free Thanksgiving meals for hundreds of folks. The line started forming early that morning and wrapped around the parking lot. They packed plates with smoked turkey legs, mac and cheese, and pumpkin pie. Hogstead said the gym's message is breaking stereotypes and building community.
Times are hard right now, and we all realize that, and we truly believe that you're blessed to bless others, and me and my wife are very blessed, and this is what we're supposed to do.
The Legends Fitness team spent 3 months planning the giveaway. And members of New Birth Missionary Baptist Church in Macon also spent Thanksgiving making sure nobody went hungry. The church partnered with Meals on Wheels for more than 40 years to deliver holiday meals to elderly and disabled residents. Church members cooked extra plates at home that morning and brought them to the church on Williamson Road. Volunteers then packed the meals and delivered them door to door across Macon. Meals on Wheels doesn't deliver on holidays, so the church steps in to fill that gap. Congregation member Natasha Woodford says the program allows her to give back after being blessed recently.
Over the years, I used to couldn't just buy big meals, and the Lord has really truly blessed me and my family, so we are able to give. We normally go out on Saturdays and give to the homeless, and you would just imagine how their faces light up when other people show them love and don't even really know who they are. So it's a blessing to be able to give back.
Central Georgia families braved the cold and shopped until they dropped on Black Friday, getting those holiday deals and gifts while making memories. Ellie Milliken waded into the crowds herself to see why, despite online deals, families still make it a trip to shop.
The people I've met today tell me they're on a mission. They're going to all the stores they can to get all the deals. And some of them have gotten up as early as 4 a.m.
Sweatshirts, they have sale.
A car filled with Christmas gifts like shoes, toys, sweatshirts, and blankets. This family started shopping at 4 a.m. for Black Friday. Lisa Berkeley is the ringleader and knows the spots and the deals.
We went to Kohl's and Warner Robins to get our little coupons, and then we came up here to Macon, and we've been to B. Turner and the Kohl's here so far. Now we're at Old Navy and going to the River Crossing Mall after.
Each year, her sisters and their kids join her and they shop until they drop.
I will stop and feed them.
We got breakfast this morning.
Yes.
We were allowed to eat.
Others just shop for fun with no plan but being together.
Like, he always has off work. Like, I'm not working right now, so we get to spend time together shopping, not spending a whole lot of money because stuff is on sale. And it's just like something to look back on.
Jillian Garcia and her husband, Iron Garcia, have gone shopping on Black Friday for 5 years. They got up and started shopping after 6. Not only are family shopping, but also best friends.
I was not interested in Black Friday until they made me interested, and now I am, and I love it, and we look forward to it every year.
These ladies came all the way from Perry for the fun. Shoppers tell me it's all about making memories and getting those holiday bargains. In Macon, Ellie Milliken, 13 WMAZ News.
And one day after Black Friday, Macon businesses showcased their local shopping magic with Small Business Saturday. Elizabeth Hunter talked with some store owners about what this day means for their shops.
Thank you. Local businesses across Central Georgia had doors wide open and cash registers ringing for Small Business Saturday.
This is one of the biggest days of the year.
The day was started in 2010 and has brought in over $200 billion for local businesses across the country. Asia Roberts is the assistant manager at Hop, Skip, and Jump Children's Boutique. She says this day doesn't just support the businesses, but the entire community.
When you spend here, every dollar goes back into the community. When you go to big retailers, it goes all over.
According to Forbes magazine, 68% of each dollar spent at local businesses remains in that community. Jenny Shoup, owner of Jenny Marie's Boutique, says they prepare for the day for several months, making sure they have the best deals and new inventory.
We actually added more to the floor since yesterday. I was here till 10 o'clock last night.
Shoup says all the work is worth it to serve her customers. Carol Kaplan agrees.
Small Business Saturday is more than just a day. It's a reminder that we are still here 48 years later because of our customers.
Kaplan has owned Carol's Linens for almost 5 decades. She says her favorite part about owning a local business is the people she meets.
So many people, Nan, that are my best friends that I would have never met any other way. They walk through the doors just like you did as a customer.
Kaplan says because of the support they receive from the community on days like Small Business Saturday, she knows they will be open for many more decades to come. In Macon, Elizabeth Hunter, 13 WMAZ News.
Across the nation, American Express projected that $22 billion would be spent on Small Business Saturday. And to kick off Christmas season, there was the annual Night of Lights on December 3rd. Atrium Health started the holiday season at the Beverly Knight Olson Children's Hospital. The ceremony was all about giving and helping young patients at the hospital. Miracle Child Xander Gatson got to flip the switch on the Christmas tree. Plenty of children, including the St. Joseph School Choir, were out to celebrate.
We're trying to help kids who won't get Santa, who won't have the joy that we feel at Christmas. So this is really special to me because it really shows that people can open up.
And the downtown Christmas light extravaganza in Macon kicked off its 9th year, transforming Poplar Street and more into a bright musical holiday display. Thousands of families packed the streets to take in the lights and music and the start of the season. Jasmine Lee shows us how the community came together on opening night and what you can expect throughout the rest of the extravaganza.
2, 1.
When the lights come on, so does the magic. A million bulbs and what feels like a million heartbeats all glowing at once.
I like the lights. I also like the band.
It feels like a winter wonderland.
One of the biggest things too is the snowman.
In downtown Macon, joy arrives in small voices and big smiles. And amid the crowd, there's one face that's watched this tradition grow brighter year after year.
4 years now.
My time volunteering here has been amazing, and to see this all come together, it's been amazing.
Luke Cox grew up walking these same blocks before he started helping light them.
But it was just amazing to see the work that we put in and to see how it comes out to this, and it was just an amazing experience overall.
And if you ask Luke what keeps him coming back, he'll point you toward the street that glows the brightest.
The arcs down on Poplar Street, it's just amazing to see going in that. It feels like an exciting tunnel vision moment of this lights brightening up in your face and the cues with the music.
1 million lights may fill downtown, but it's moments like these that make the season shine.
I like the lights and being with my friends and family, and also my name is Isla. I like being able to be here because it feels like it's Christmas because it's just cold and pretty lights.
And as the crowds head home, the lights keep glowing, waiting to spark that same wonder again and again and again. Reporting in Macon, Jasmine Lee, 13 WMAZ News.
Each night from 6 to 10 p.m., the Macon Christmas Light Extravaganza lights come on at the top of each hour. And Skipper Family Farms in Macon is ready with a full holiday experience. From elves to Santa Claus himself, owner Neil Skipper is blending tradition with a touch of Christmas magic. The tree lot features firs ranging from about 6 to 13 feet tall, with prices starting around $70 to $80, depending on the size. But it's more than just picking out the perfect tree. Families can also enjoy free hay rides and s'mores.
For us, it's a humbling experience, I guess, or feeling, and we're just glad that we have a farm here that's been here for generations, over 100 years, and we can share it with the community in the Middle Georgia area.
That's the final note and this week's edition of the Macon-Bibb Beat. If you have a Macon-Bibb County story you want us to share, email us at news@13wmaz.com, and make sure you come back each Wednesday to get all the news and stories that matter to you. Thank you for joining us for your Macon-Bibb Beat.